Welcome to the Just Two Black Brothers. We got the homie Issue Ima Beast on. Welcome to the podcast. You know what I'm saying? We are the culture. I'm DJ Period. That's PoPolitickin. All right, sir, we back. So look, we was talking. Okay. So I was saying, so we started over. So, just briefly, let everybody know who you are, man. What you do. And some of the artists that you work with, because people like to hear that stuff. So this interview is your chance and your opportunity to big up yourself, talk about what you do, man.
Okay. Well, from the South Side of Chicago, Inglewood, Hyde Park. I got into the music business in 2003. I did my internship, Cash Money, 2002 to 2004. I became a jazz artist 2004. My first jazz album was How You Jazzy That. Over the years, after that, I had worked with so many different new artists, like green artists that didn't have any names or anything. And my first break was a 2008 release called Two Gags. It's from a guys called the Real McBoys. They was down in Peoria. And that's when I had a lot of names that was included on there. I was able to get samples from Manny Fresh and a verse from Wayne. It was some type of little freestyle. And then after that, it took about maybe another 4 more years before I hit a break with notable names like Glasses Malone, Cassidy, Katie Got Bands. And those are the ones that was in person. Everybody else I worked with was they sent me their verses, or I got it from a DJ or something like that. So my resume is pretty long. I have a lot of mostly independent artists that I work with, who I work with up and close. I didn't really keep it as I'm going to just work with this producer, this guy. I only kept it in-house because I had the label Exchange Currency Records. I just ran it through myself and just one engineer that I had for work for hire. So outside of that, it's 60 albums in total, and that's including 5 jazz albums out of that 60 that I've produced, and then all the rest of them are rappers, R&B artists, all indies. That's most likely that no longer even exist, and they're not active in the business anymore now. So, but that's pretty much what I got.
Would you, man? We had some people on last week, and I think one of the rappers, he got his start by interning at he interned at Loud Records stuff. So you think interning is a good way into the business because you get to learn the ins and outs first before you get out there?
The internship is more like fabrication. I noticed when I was trying to network with just regular artists around the campus, they'll just ignore. Sometimes they'll give you their right phone number, sometimes they give you a bogus number. And the email address be bogus. They don't even get back in contact with you. But what I noticed, if you get with a major, for internship, that's when it's wow, I became, now you're looking at me, it's well, wow. I kind of felt like that's not the way that you would work with someone just off a notable name or someone that's famous or has been, because there was a lot of them and they even went crazy over that. It was unbelievable. So it's effective in some cases, but I would advise all artists to go to school, because you have to take all the classes. For myself, I had to, take piano 1 through 3, haiku classes for poetry. You got to take all of those, your computers. And that's how I learned how to do the covers and the sound, the engineering. Some schools didn't do the audio department at the time. So that's why I went down to East Peoria, and I was at Illinois Central for a semester because I had to take that audio there, then go back to Columbia College Chicago and finish out. And I only hit my associates.
Got that whole extension.
I just took off from there. So I would have suggest they have to go to school because you don't have to do all the work, just do the stuff that you're gonna need. It's like, for example, I had an artist in 2004 that we went up north to a studio. It was right outside the United Center, like maybe a block and a half away. And just because the engineer did not like how the artist was stopping and going, he was a brand new artist, he kind of got agitated. So afterwards, we did the final mix down and we went back home and listened to it on the monitors, you can hear all this foreign talking in the background. So I called him back and say, man, what's going on? And he says, well, I don't know what to tell you. It's going to cost you another $300. It was already $300 in the door. So he says it's going to cost another $300. So you see why you have to take the classes, because you be like, okay, well, if you're going to have somebody keep doing that, then you might as well just do it yourself. So that's what wound up happening with the artwork too. Somebody will say priced out and say, oh, it's $700. They start going way up just to make me a company banner. And I said, damn, $700? And they was like, I said, what program? And they say, oh, I'm using the top of the line program. And I'm like, now wait a minute. So that's when it came to like, okay, now I see what school is really made for. So all those classes that I took helped me do all those things: the engineering, the mixing, the mastering, the artwork. Also, when you publish and register songs, for example, Snoop had his own publishing called My Shit, which is spelled CHIT, publishing, which is letting you know that's his stuff. So if you call that, you're getting direct with someone that's linked to him. So it's not like you got to call Def Jam or write up, because even if you ran into him, he'll say, I don't do none of that. Yeah. So that's how it works. Like a lot of people feel like you got to have clout and you got to go out to these shows and perform and.
But are they doing it as favors, or you got to pay?
What's that?
So are they doing that as favors? So like if you reach out to the publishing and they work with you on whatever they work with, is that something they doing? That's something you got to pay for?
That depends. Like if the guy that's giving me they plug will say, well, give me 600 and I'll make it happen. So it's like, in a sense, what do? Do you say, if it's Snoop Dogg, you give it? You say, you full of shit, I don't know. Or you just say, well, I say, what else you got? And he'll say, oh man, well, I had this guy in the studio and I had that guy, they not around. I give it all to you. I'll give it to you for $1,000. What do you say? He said, matter of fact, I'm gonna give you a discount. Sometimes they'll try to up it and then they bring it right back down. I say, okay, maybe 5 or 6. 6 is pushing, but 5, that's usually what I go for.
And then they just send you the verse after that or whatever you asking for?
They send me the stems. Yeah. They send you.
Is that a secret or is that public knowledge? I never heard it. I mean, now that it is though, because some people probably do it, like you say, some people act like they probably talk with Snoop and Snoop agreed to do it, but they really probably just went through the publishing. Because Snoop will probably tell them like, I don't do that.
Because the artist can't really do nothing. The artist is talking outside. They don't do nothing. You deal with the people that take care of them. So that's how I was able to like move all the way to the front of the board, because when you got one artist under your belt, it's like, oh, well, if they look like, for example, they look on BMI in the catalog and they say, oh, damn, he got Manny Fresh and Wayne. Well, shit, you might get somebody that's going to do their job and say, okay, let me just call over here and say, oh, well, did you know this guy, Stephen Henley, Issue? Did you work with this guy? What's going on here? So you might get somebody to do that, Or you might just somebody to say, just go off the names and just be star powered out and just say, oh, wow, there they are. Sing, done. And it's like, okay, so I've had some of those, but lately, because of the social media, now I'm getting a lot of stops. Like, is there a license? Okay, got to show them that. Harry Fox stages. Oh, damn, really? Okay, so if they post it, it's a delay because if it's not on Spotify, it's a problem. And I noticed that if it's not on Spotify, it's a huge problem. It's almost like it don't even really exist. It's non-existent. Because I can tell you right now, just like the weeks ago, you said, I don't got Spotify, I got Apple. See, that's a little small window of a bracket. But everybody else gonna say, Spotify. As soon as they say, I don't see you, Joe. I don't see you, dog. Right there.
They ain't fooling with you.
You lock. I'm saying from a fan standpoint.
Oh,
or even
yeah.
or someone that's doing a job too hard, they'll do that too. They'll say, "Oh man, I'm not okay. We'll call you back in a couple of weeks," and you don't hear from them no more. You got to keep calling, and then you like, damn, you know. Well, now what I'm gonna do? I already paid $500 to this person and sent some to another artist, and I'm stuck with those verses, but I can't release it. So
that's what I was asking. That's what I was asking when you couldn't hear me. So I was like, so let's say you went through publishing and they gave you, let's say you was on Therefore, they gave you a Snoop verse. What's that dude? The realist used to sound like Pop. So they gave you a verse like from him. What they gave you those two verses, and then let's say I'm a rapper you working with, and I'm putting out a song, and you say, all right, man, I got a verse from the realist. I'm gonna throw on your song. Can the realist have an issue with that, or no?
It's 50-50 on like if they accept it or not, because sometimes they'll say, well, send it to us. If you put it together, send it to us. And then they'll decide like that. The other hand, though, it's like most of the time I got away with it. And it's not like it's a bad way thing about it, but I got away with it. They
didn't trip. The artist didn't trip off of it.
They only looked at my resume and they say, oh, okay. And boom, 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 and just start getting one artist to the next publisher. That's how I didn't even think I was gonna get Prince Estate, but that one is probably even the Michael Jackson. I know he's like, Michael Jackson, what? Over Prince? Yeah. It's like, well, I've heard Prince is kind of difficult. He's real difficult, but man, when I got that clearance and he was alive when I got it, that's like, it's like.
What song did you sample?
What's that?
You sample the song, or you got like some elements or something from them? Like what you get from Prince's Estate?
No, it's like I heard the song Diamonds and Pearls, and
okay.
You know, back in the day, you know, I don't produce like I used to when you just take the chorus.
Yeah.
You know, speed it. I never try to Kanye it, but when you kind of like modify it to make it sound like diamonds and pearls.
But make it go faster or slower or something?
Yeah. I take that part. I let the other artists rap on that part. See, it's like it's a sample, but it ain't a feature because it's not only it's called that song, but I took another artist and threw them on top of it. So it's a sample. I didn't think I was gonna get that, man. I really didn't think I was gonna get it. That was probably my most impressive out of all these rappers. I'm talking about even the ones that's names like Cassidy and Glass Malone, who I know personally, and Katie. Nah, over that Prince, that sample from Diamonds and Pearls, that did it. And then, you know, Stevie Wonder's All I Do, and Luther Vandross's She Loves Me Back. I sampled for a lot of songs, and they ain't my catalog, but see, that's what I couldn't explain because it wasn't enough time. But if the artists do not promote themselves, it just make it seem as if somebody in they camp try to put somebody out and they fade it out, or we piggyback.
Yeah, it don't look legit. People not gonna take you. People not gonna take it serious if you say I got a song with Rihanna, Beyonce, and it's DJ Period featuring Beyonce, Rihanna, and fucking Sunshine Anderson. They gonna be like, but if Sunshine Anderson, Beyonce, Rihanna don't never say nothing about the song, they gonna be like, they gonna question like, how'd you get that? Because I was just thinking like, yeah, if I went and got publishing, if I went through all these different artists publishing, and I want to put out a posse cut, right? Like I'm right to do that because I acquired this stuff legally. Mm-hmm. But now the artists are like, yo, what's this song? Mm-hmm. But I mean, like you said, that's part of the game, though, right? That's part of hip hop.
Because at the end of the day, though, they star power. As soon as they see the name, it's like they'll say, well, what's this? But the other part of their brain ain't gonna be working. It's gonna be like, well, I'm looking at it. It's not like I see it and I don't play it. They're gonna play it, but they're gonna see the name. They're gonna say, oh shit, well, I ain't never heard this song. Okay. And then they can either go yeah or nay, and it's like.
But if they say no, but if they say nay, but you acquired that stuff legally, so now you can't put that song out.
Oh, I can put it out, but it's like
they ain't gonna support it.
Like it's kind of like it could be egotistical because it's like, well, damn, I didn't pay for this shit already. So what? I didn't got beat out of 600. I got beat out bad, and I can't get out of. Can't go back now. I gotta do something with it. It's a lot of songs I got like that, but I can't. They did give me a list. They said it's a group of artists that you cannot get at all unless it's a sample. But we talking about like if they say they do a verse and they said Eminem, Jigga, Kanye, you know, people on that level.
Yeah, they ain't doing that.
Thank God. Matter of fact, you know how we are right now? Like you might be over me. But see, they over all of us.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, facts.
So, but Cassidy is down here with us. Cassidy.
But not if you ask him that.
Well, he won't. He's not gonna say it, but them up there is making him down.
They telling him, look, whatever you may think you are, bro, we control this. So we telling you that, like, it ain't a request. You are at the bottom. Like I'm not asking you if you think you at the bottom. You are down there.
Yeah, I'm admitting that. I'm down here eating dirt, garbage, paper, lint.
Hey, I was gonna ask you about some stuff, man, because I've been reading some current event stuff where, like, the first thing I saw was,
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it was the Kevin Hart thing. He was being interviewed by Kelly Clarkson, and she started talking about like, I guess she thought they was cool, so started bringing up all this stuff about the industry and how like
I got you.
Yeah, she started bringing up all this stuff about the industry, about how they give you money to do certain stuff, like, but it's stuff that probably it morally ain't right to you. But so he told her when she started talking about it, he was like, "Yo, chill," but she kept talking. He was like, "No, stop." So they were saying, he probably know what she talking about, but he don't want to be on the interview where she bringing that stuff up. So I was thinking, like, I think in this day and age, I think a lot of secret stuff is about to start coming out about all the industries. Like, because it had been coming out. People been saying that people are crazy, like Illuminati stuff or people doing certain stuff to get on. All that stuff. I feel like it's going to start coming out. We're going to start seeing the truth about that stuff. You think so?
Yeah, the thing about that is when it comes to the indies, everybody want that bag, and they don't know the substance of learning how to really build momentum, and they just want it to just be so easy that you do a few songs. I need to get paid. I need to see some. And it's like, well, there's two different ways. If you want to be a clown about it, and say, for example, a guy that's like, he just sitting on 6,000, he just count money and he just acting like, see, it can go several different ways, because it can be some scrubs on the wall that's like, damn, they ain't had a meal or nothing. And they didn't poke people and everything, and they like, who is this? Who is this cat right here? And then if they around somebody like, we've been around people that we've actually talked to and dealt with famous people, but we in the middle. But we looking at them like, dude, that's not right. You're supposed to be counting up that type of money. You know, that's not how it works. You know, that's, you know, it's a different type of etiquette with that. Now, if you run into them and try to act, you're not going to be able to tell Jay-Z, I got $6 grand in my pocket, Jay, I got money. Pay attention to me. That's not going to work either, because they can either treat you, go viral. They're not going to treat you to go viral to help you out, because that'll make them go down. So they'll just ignore you, get to security, and you out of there. So it just depends on, you know, how an artist carry themselves, because a lot of them just do not like to work, man. That's why it would led me to, you know, get samples and all these other artists, because if everybody just worked together and just said, you know what, if we took 3 rappers and we know they all really want it, only one of them can really make it. So if you build him up, or you build a group around him, and you build internships around him, guess what the majors is going to say? Wow, if they breaking their bread and they bringing that type of static, what'll happen if we put some real muscle behind it? And that's what'll happen. But everybody just don't want that smoke. They just want to just lay down and just dream about it. It's just going to fall in their lap. And it's like, no, just like with these names on these projects, it's like most of these artists is like, I mean, I'm not trying to cut no corners on it, but they has been. They not active anymore. Like Cassidy, you know who he is. We know him. But somebody brand new, 2022, going into 23, it's like, who is that?
That's our job to make them names stay relevant, though, too. With this podcast, with you being on here, working with them. Like I was just looking at the album. Dang, I just saw the album. One of them. I was gonna ask you about it. The one with Cassidy.
That one, yeah.
What's that one called?
Guess Who Came to Dinner?
Yeah. So how you like that album? Like what's your favorite song off that album? Because I see it's a gang of people on there too. It's a song with Redman, I think, or Rock. Oh yeah, so you got the Real or Not. That's Wale, Nas, Redman, KRS One. That's a heavy hitter with the names. If you see those names, you hitting play on that one first.
Now that one, that's more of a project. Like, you know, I've seen a lot of DJs that over the years that, you know, like Rest in Peace Screw and Michael Watts, you know, guys like that, and they got a lot of people that they work with. So I said, damn, I don't want to do that DJ thing. What can I do differently? And then I'm not trying to be like JD when he came out, because see, people don't understand. Producers, we do projects to keep the momentum going. It's not like we trying to be artists ourselves. We just try to use it as a write-off. At that time, I thought it was a tax write-off, but I use it for a promotional standpoint of it. So when a person see these names like Cassidy, it's like, damn, I don't know nobody. Even though they claim he lost battles, I still know Cassidy as the greatest battle rapper, period. Like, it can be 50 years from now. It's going to take the way he can go into it. He can really rock. He can really rock. I seen some other guys rock, but I'm talking about on a commercial level, to commercial, just like that. So that type of project I merged with making people remember his beginning songs with his battle raps all at the same time. And I wanted to keep the sound kind of like gutter and grimy. Like he's really there on the mic. And I say, you know what? This is what I need right here. This is what I need.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the type of project that was. It's not like it was my best, because I don't really have a best project. I really don't. Like you would have to, that's for an outsider to decide if you think a song is good, if I did produce it good, or do this artist sound good? Do we got the radio voice? Was he on beat? Do he sound like somebody? Is he trying to emulate somebody? And that's a really bad turnoff too when they try to sound like somebody that they not, you know. So I feel like that's like a authentic project that one there. But it's some other ones that, you know, I maybe felt here like it was better, but that was a promotion project. That's what that was.
That Blowing the Bits got the beat on there though.
What's that?
That Blowing the Bits, that joint with Ryan Fest and Game.
Oh yeah, man. You bring me back memories, man. That, oh my God, it's so old. See, when I do a song as a producer, because I keep it with the Jones, when you do a song today, it's old within 1 week. And I've been telling artists that, like, look, don't do no track and sit on it. You got to do something else, man. Go and get a rock band. If they got a verse, jump on that. Don't make sure they putting the song out. Don't try to sit on your rap song and then be biased and then go and work with somebody else that don't have proper publishing, because what that does was that's setting that artist back. And that's another thing why it's been difficult to even find somebody to even work with, because they not consistent enough. They'll jerk off, and I mean literally jerk off on 5 songs, and it's like, look, you can't do that. It's old. Like if you did the song this week, next month it's done. It's over with. Because a person, A&R gonna say, what else you doing?
Yeah.
Like you didn't make it. Like what's why you sit down? Oh, well, you see, no. See, that's where the next artists come in at. They're gonna be ready, they ready to go. It's fast-paced now because we got digital music now. It's not like we was doing the CDs, and see, at that time it was hard because you had to get with the we used to go through disc makers. I know y'all know about them. Out of Hoboken. Oh my God, just to do 300 copies, it'll exhaust you. It's like, I'm like, it's like almost $1,000. It's like, what? And it's not even quite 300. It's like 225 because they add the taxes on there. So it ain't like those days. We got digital. They helping us through TuneCore. And I like what TuneCore is doing now. What I was telling y'all about a couple of weeks ago is that TuneCore now has it. Like DistroKid and
yeah, we got DistroKid. Yeah, I like DistroKid.
DistroKid is okay, but if you see, it's always gonna be your brands. Like you got Pepsi and RC Cola, and we know Coke and Pepsi gonna be going boom, 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 boom. But we know economically, Coke is up here. Pepsi is probably right up under them. So when you deal with this, TuneCore is the head honcho. But then you got it's so many of them now. Even a couple of them that I kind of mess with, but they not on TuneCore level. Because see, TuneCore covers, and I'm not trying to sell for them, but I did my homework really well on them. Just for releasing the album, you releasing the album today, it's 75 countries, and it's every continent in that country that's gonna get it. So if somebody wanted to hear you and way over in an island off of Australia, your music is live over there. It's not like that with DistroKid. They only have it that somebody has seen you on maybe iHeartRadio or something basic, but you're not gonna be out. See, notice when you look up certain artists, they have all the brackets all the way across. they let you know they paying for the top dog. You can't be cheap about it.
Mm-hmm.
And what TuneCore did now, instead of somebody paying $50 a year, and that's why I got so many projects. A lot of them I ain't even published. I'm trying to catch up and pile that on top of it with the 60. So just imagine how it's just gonna just fill up. But what I like now, instead of paying $50 a pop, now they have it that you pay annually, unlimited. But it's a catch-22 to that. See, if you got 10 artists on there, guess what you got to pay now? $14.99 per artist. So look what you got to do. The annual plus all those $14.99s. And it's got to layer out. You see what I'm saying?
They're getting paid.
So I like that now because I was telling everybody else, like, look, man, I'm up here paying for artists that's not even relevant. Like, they ain't doing nothing. $50 a year. But they just added it, I think, around March and April, something like that. And it's hard to get a hold of somebody on the phone. You might get lucky, but you got to keep calling every 2 minutes and you might get somebody.
Yeah.
But it's a rough business, man. Like today, you have to keep active. This is no sitting around laying down on tracks. It's done. It's over within 1 week. It's a done deal because you're supposed to be able to just work with anybody, and that's what I like about being a producer because artists can't do that. Where I'm from, Chicago, can't do that. If Lil JoJo was alive, he can't work with Lil Durk. Period. No, I can't even work with a cousin if it was like that. If it was just an artist, if it was just on artists, but beats is different because they like, oh shit, I'm rocking it. How much you want for that?
Yeah.
And it's done. See, it ain't like a rapper, and that's what's the problem today. That keeps artists down too because it's like, well, don't just be a recording artist. Learn how to do the artwork and the audio, be a songwriter, but write for people that's releasing stuff, like they promoting or at least doing what I'm doing. See, if it's the ground level, I'm on the ground level.
Yeah.
I can get on the elevator and go up, but it's only so many floors I can go up to.
Right.
I'm on the ground level. I'm able to do. But a lot of them just be like, nah, I ain't doing it big. I don't got no money. Nah, gee, I ain't in it. And they quit. And that's the problem. That's why I got they piled up for that reason, because they all looking for bags. It's like, no, have some substance and say, damn, let me just try it. But if you ask me though, a lot of them was emulating somebody else that is out there, like T.I. and Luda. It's like ludicrous. What? And it's like, damn, this 2020. How they go 20 years ago? How they?
Yeah.
And then somebody that probably got knocked off, like Young Pappy. Artists rap like that, and it's like, and on the streets they gonna automatically say, oh man, he trying to Pappy. And then they'll play pap shit, and then all of a sudden
that dude fade away. Man, when you say Lil JoJo, you made me think of the game, the diss song that G Count did to Game, where he told him, he said, "You ain't plugged in on the low end. You don't know the twins or the hobos. Lane, this ain't no fucking game. Stop name dropping Lil JoJo." Yo, he was snapping on me. He was snapping on Game. Like G Count ain't on Game level, but on that song there. Because and me and Poe talk about that all the time. Like I like Game, but some people think like he might name drop too much. But somebody gonna call you out if you name dropping certain stuff, right?
Yeah, and see that's a kite, and you don't want nobody to fly. That's a jail terminology. When somebody fly a kite over here, you don't want that because that means if you on social media and you saying, oh, well, gee, look, I'm out at IHOP, man. I'm eating breakfast at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm with my girl. They already in their DM like, damn, which IHOP is it? Because he a clown ass nigga. I'm gonna get at him. Let's roll up on him. See, you don't do that. You just, like, if you in a city like that, you got two choices. Either you want to literally die if you're in Chicago, just die out there. You're going straight to Borough Oak Cemetery. You ain't going to be no engineer. You ain't going to be president. You ain't going to be no songwriter, no daddy. You're going straight to Borough Oak Cemetery or Oakwoods if you got a little of this. Because the problem is they try to steal, and even though I respect what LBG Duck was saying back in the day with if you leave Chicago, you some bitches, I get it. But you see how me and you talking, we alive.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you have children, but I do. And you think about it, you like, damn, what that nigga had 4 kids. What? Damn, I mean, I can flex my muscle and say, damn, that's decent what you just said, but damn, man, some bitches, man. Now you ain't even alive. But what would have kept him alive is what Chief did. Chief got the fuck out of there. I'm talking about first song, when it popped, zoom. He don't give a fuck. They name dropping, even lying. I seen him last week.
Yeah.
Is he even going back for a funeral or
probably not?
They want to do a party with Dirk, and even Dirk ain't even went back through there. If he did, it was so many police behind him. It was no touching, on O Block. But other than that, you can't live in Chicago.
Yeah, but you can't be talking that. Yeah, we always talk about that, man. What you say out your mouth, if you keep saying that somebody gonna see you about that.
Mm-mm.
But what happened to Duck though? Like, was he on live? Somebody said he was on live, but was he on live just
snoozing?
You saw that video before, Paul?
Really laid back. What somebody did, they got him good and see female set you up a lot.
I think he was on live, right? And somebody shot him while he was on live?
No, not live. No,
I thought he was on Instagram live and somebody I never seen the video, I just heard.
No, he was coming out the store with his guys and a girl, and see, the thing with that is you don't know who heard you say you was going downtown. So if you put it on Facebook, and remember, he wasn't scared of shit. He meant what he said. He like, look, I'm finna go I'm finna go as I please. It's daylight. You can see me at night. You can see me in the morning. But the problem is, if you're a rapper in Chicago, you're trying to do it, you can't live there. If you got a foundation going, you cannot live there. You have to leave. Even if a person is a producer or a manager, they got to go and post you up in another state for about a couple of weeks until they can figure it out. You don't have to go on live and prove nothing and jerk off and say, oh, man, hey, go to palm trees. Don't you see it in the back? Oh, I got a sense of detail. And she just somebody just walks like that. You don't do that. You just, you get your groundwork first prepared. And then when you feel like you a little comfortable, that's when you go viral. But all that trying to prove something to the next artist, that's the problem in our city right there, is that everybody feel like you in competition with the next guy. And it's like, damn, if all of y'all work together,
you're only making some money.
It would be just like New York, because ain't nobody, it can be 50 years, ain't nobody fuck with New York. New York is done. That's solidified. It's a wrap, man. It's like Jordan and the Bulls.
Wait, that's how you feel about? So you think when people saying Atlanta been having on lock for the last 10 years or something? They ain't never gonna compare.
They trying to climb up, but nah. Because if they is, New York niggas work together. New York niggas work together.
Yeah.
See why? And Philly like this, not like they used to do, but New York navigate. They own it. You where they are, you jumping on their song, you jumping on their boy song, and it's going viral. That's what New York has. But everywhere else, it ain't even a second city like that. And that's the problem. And because they moved all the blacks out of New York, now a lot of them is in Florida and went down to Louisiana and Georgia and all that. It's like, it's fabrication now on, it no longer has substance like it did. It's not as strong as it used to be. It's not that soulful. That's what happened to, it's not what the producers fell off of these programs that we're using. It's it's the love. If you move us away, like Great Migration #3, it's over. And that's the problem. So right now, we trying to do this with this culture right now. And that's probably why Beyonce and Jay, because he's like, damn, it's looking kind of still out there. Shit, you feel like getting up doing something? I feel like getting up. He's like, shit.
They're gonna come take all the money.
And
because it's so still.
Yeah. Because we didn't move around. If everybody just worked together and just work with three, it don't have to be one artist. I'm just saying that figure speech. But you got to at least work that three. Got to work with at least 20 artists, and then everybody can nibble. Everybody trying to prove, hey, I got to the top first. I'm feeding all y'all, and it's like, nah. I think there's beef, street shit, street business. Like when they happened to JoJo, that's street business. Everybody trying to blame it on, these guys is into it. When they say street business, listen to what the fuck they say. That's why that's happened to cats like that. Or FBG that, he should have just, if he would have just had a spot out here, San Diego, NoHo, I know they high as fuck, but I'm just giving an example. If he's had a little sad spot, he's hitting. Because the #1 diss track that I think is substance with that is between Nas, Ether, and Ice Cube's No Vaseline. But FBG ain't even at their level. And who says I'm gonna go and piss on somebody's grave and I should make that bitch suck a dead person?
But you asking for it. You doing that.
I mean, I ain't trying, man.
But see, Ice Cube and them drop No Vaseline. Nas drop Ether. Very disrespectful songs, but they both alive still.
The only difference with FBG and them, they gods and he's not. See, that's the thing with the industry. You got to play with what you can play with. If you see somebody hop off the elevator, greet them, treat them with respect. Don't jump all in their face like you ain't never seen a human being before, because they're human like us. But you just got to give them their space, and you navigate and you network. That's how if they see you a second time, just say, damn, let me come with you, man. Let me see what you want.
Yeah.
What you about? And that's when you in there. But when you trying to say, oh, well, I'm on a Hot 97, motherfucking Jay-Z. You ain't even a guy. You ain't even in a universe. Jay-Z on this and fuck Eminem. It's like, nah, you don't even know them. And that's the problem too. Because say I'm at the guy, say I'm at the level that's over me. It's levels over me. This maybe 5th, 6th floor. And say some little guys that come in that's hanging around me, they shooters, got bodies on them, all that. And they see this motherfucker go on there and say, man, fuck IB. And I laugh. Now, remember, you got to think, if a young boy is missing a father, a person that is trying to emulate, as far as
a father figure.
Yeah. If they really looking up to you and your word is barred, they're going to do whatever it takes to impress you.
Yeah.
So if they hear that, what you think going to happen to the guy that's on there name dropping me?
Especially if you, like you said, you got some dudes that look up to you and want to impress you, and they talking about FIB. They ain't even got to know what that's stemming from. They just know that you just disrespected their father figure.
That's all that. And see, that's what's kind of good about the industry, because Jigga and them got security cards. Well, guess what our security is? These guys. So why you think it's good if these cats right here, if you feed them and they emulate you, they your security. That means anything coming their way, you dealing with them, I don't gotta even say nothing. It's over with. And that's what a lot of guys ain't thinking. Like, damn, I should have thought about that shit like that. Cause my homeboy, if he would have said that bullshit and would have just thought about it, he wouldn't have ran around the corner. And they always get on Facebook, drop where they at, where they eating, what store they in, and they have
and you know they have that song sharing locations. So shoot, you sharing your location with your girl, and these dudes approach her with a bag like, yo, next time he shares location, hey, let me get the location. I got this bag for you.
3 ways that can roll. When she get that, either she obliged or they gonna knock her off and whoever around her, or she gonna get the bag and they gonna take care of their biz. But that's on the artist though, to try to name drop people. You kids can't do that. That's when you become a god. Get on the top levels and then do that. But look at Chief. Is he even doing that shit? There's so many.
Nah, he ain't really doing that no more.
Nothing. It's done. He did the one song. And we care about motherfuckers saying, oh, that's a one-hit wonder. And you in the city.
I think the more established artists, they do it, but they do it professionally. In that realm, in that hip hop realm, like you got people like you got people like Jay Mills, for example. He was like, "Damn, I think Wayne just dissed me in that song." But see, he can't really just come out and say Wayne dissed him because Wayne ain't say Jay Mills. But he spoke on a topic that Jay Mills and Wayne know about. See, us, we not gonna know. Like, well, if he said that, he talking about Jay Mills. Like, but Jay Mills know. Like, damn. Wayne just said some crazy stuff on the song. I think he just dissed me. But see, Wayne up here, so Jay Mills was like, he ain't tripping off of it. He like, yeah, it is what it is. That's still my dude. But I think he just dissed me in the song.
At that time, he was trying to get on. I remember that era. He was really trying to get in. And he was probably like, well, damn, they didn't pick the other artists that I'm hotter than. Like, what the hell? Like, Gilly the Kid, man, look. Wayne reconstructed himself. When I was doing the internship, Wayne was getting hammered. They was talking about him so bad. Oh man, he a dumb. Why he stick around? Man, Juvie and them gone. And see, it kind of got to my head because I'm like, damn, when I had got this internship, if the hot boy was in their prime, and I had to think about that shit. Cause I'm in the era with Boo and Gotti and Lil Mo and Tina Marie and Kiki Wyatt. See, I'm with them. And I'm like, damn, and then they going in on Wayne. You know, Wayne had just did that 500 Degrees. To me, I loved it, but everybody else like, man, that was trash. Like, he should hang it up. It's over. But man, he reconstructed himself. Himself. Got with Gills, and Gil got the bars, man. He helped him. All that you heard when on a Bugatti, and he was preliminarily walking upstairs. But Carter and up, that's all Gilly. But after that point, Wayne, he took off. He was able to kind of give himself his own sound and style after that. Because notice Carter 1 compared to Carter 2, it's like, whoa, this dude, what the hell? All of a sudden, here come Desi's Child. Here come T.I. Oh, you jumping on Soldier, nigga. And they just start jumping in there, boom, boom, boom. But the problem is the independent artists on lower level is always trying to go up to the top levels or the other floors and act like they belong. When just be human. Because
stay on your floor, get your money, get your fan base. Yeah.
You got somebody to work with, let's do it, man. Here's a track right here, don't be I 700. I need if you want to buy the rights to it, you gotta give me about $2,000. But if you want to lease it, I'll be nice to you. I'll lease it for about $60, $80. It's like, no. That's lower substance. It's gonna be old in 1 week. And how do you know that the artist that I didn't gave his song to, I didn't gave it to 10 other artists? So if you try to put the song out, the metadata is gonna stop it. And that's why I don't get a tracks out. When I do a track, it's in my catalog. But if you get a track away and you like, oh, fuck, I did get it to this artist, that girl, that group, somebody put it out, they gonna stop it. They gonna say, you want to put the other guy in there and say remix? That's what they do at TuneCore.
But some people think that's like some artists, I don't know. Some people think that's like, it's almost like this. A dude gonna call himself a DJ, but like he taking other people's verses and put them, or well, I guess maybe that's a bad analogy, but some people would think that ain't hard work. Like I remember back in the day, I remember there was a rapper, man, I don't want to say his name on here, but he was selling verses, right? But he was selling the same, so only to indie artists. So like all these rappers coming out with y'all got a whoopty-whoop. But when you hear it, it's the same verse. So dude's selling the same verse to people.
I think I know who you talking about. If you talking about,
it's a Cali rapper, but he was putting his. I was like, damn, how you guys saw? I said everybody say they got a song with this dude, but everybody getting the same verse. It was like 3 different indie artists, but I'm like, some people gonna start talking. They like, yo, why that sound like the same verse he did on this song?
That artist is in my catalog on that Cassie album. I know exactly what you're talking about. He now look, I take that as that ain't really a bad thing. It's just you gotta listen to his interviews. A lot of times he say he don't even be feeling like rapping. You know, a lot of them see it's because they famous don't mean that they had to work hard. Like if I'm Donald Trump and my son, you know, my son ain't have to work hard. He never worked in his life. So why should I jump on a 5 songs? Why should I write it? Why am I obligated to write it when look who my dad is? And that's how this artist we thinking about, is doing. He said it on a few of them, at least he admitted like sometimes he don't be feeling like doing it. He just said shit. He liked the verse. But
so if he's bogus, like it,
it's bogus if the person don't do their research. See, it's a thing. Like, say if somebody pay for it and you spend some money on it and you try to go and put it out, oh man, that ain't his fault. That's the artist or producer fault. Because they like, damn. Because you see what I just said, I give a track to you, I gotta make sure it's solid. Well, most of them is, but it's solid. It ain't nowhere in the database. So when it's dropped, it's you. But see, it's a problem with that because if it's just you on there, and you could be talking about your real life story, like, man, I done been through the trenches with my gun, motherfucking bullet this long, just skint the side of my ear, man, and they had to stitch my ear up. It's real life, but ain't nobody gonna listen to it. But the moment, quota, I put Cassie on that bitch, or not matter of fact, not Cassie. Let's say Wayne. Oh, was you there?
Was y'all in the studio? Did they mail you a verse?
Like, dude, everybody ain't everywhere. Like, we be wanting to drop it right then and there. So, and they can't do it because they'll give you a price and say, like Nicki back in the day was giving 10 grand for a new verse. She'll drop, she'll give you the verse and she'll say, you know, I'll promote it if I go on stage, but you see how it's not fair to you because you got a real life song and it's from the soul and ain't nobody listen to it. No matter if you get new outfits or nothing, they don't treat you the same way when it's names on there. And that's why I had experimental artists in the catalog too, because I'm like, damn, what'd happen if I take a white boy that can't rap at all and put him next to these rappers that's cold? They talking about stories. They've been locked up. They've been molested. Some might have came out raped in jail. They got bodies. I mean, they got real stories. And then we got the white boy, white girl over here. They just white, and we drop they shit. They get rather if it's a song by themselves or if it's a song with a notable, they get streamed up the asshole. So it's a problem with that. And no offense if you're married to a white woman or your brother is married to, no offense. I'm just saying that's bias.
Yeah, for sure.
It ain't no fair. That's why I'm more tuned into the indie artists now, because they just need to be taught.
Yeah.
If they shown what to do, they ain't gonna make the same mistakes.
No, yeah. I don't mean to cut you off because we got like 10 minutes left. What I want to know is you working on some stuff now, or what's going on with you now currently?
Ooh, now I'm working with a lot of guys that's locked up. They either doing some serious time or they in there for life, and I'm trying to get their life story. So I'm trying to get an artist that is going to talk about their stories, because they can't come out and be the rappers. So if somebody talk about the real stories,
yeah,
it makes it more authentic to them, because even though they behind the walls, they are authentic in some way. They well respected in the sense, and they got a little static out there on the street. Stuff can little trickle out a little bit. And then I'm more in tune into the guys that's actually about that life now than the ones that's trying to be somebody that they not, trying to emulate another artist. It's like, it's no substance there. It's like, you're going to automatically lose if you talk about stuff that you don't have. Money, cars. If I rent a slingshot and you riding in 3 of them and you really not even at that level, not even there. You know what I mean? You just wannabe. You're a wannabe. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm doing now. And it's a really violent album that I just been sitting on. I guess because I keep tweaking, because I want every song to be straight up about violence. And why I'm promoting violence over anything else, it's the simple reason of why criminals, why people smoke squares, why people drive, have sex. When we doing these things, you don't pay attention to it. When we talk about good stuff, you're not listening to it.
Yeah.
But for some reason,
when you talk about that stuff, they want to hear it.
Black, if you a nigga, when you talking about that, they listening to it. It's not only listening to it secretly, like they be rocking it out, but everybody streaming it. And I got an artist like that. I did an album for him called Chiraqi War back in 2017. It's in my catalog, and he got, I'm talking about, it's a lot of dead artists on there, like so LA. And I know it's like, damn, am I putting the vendetta over his head or what? But no, it was just like, but there ain't nobody listening to his stories.
But that don't mean you supposed to go and do that type. So like, this is the thing. If you like, all right, man, nobody want to hear me when I'm spitting that real. So now I'm gonna give you some gangster shit, because I'm gonna give you some real true life gangster stuff. So now you listen. I don't know. I mean, I would feel some type of way, because how would you feel right now? Common, let's say Common came and dropped the Draw album. You think it'll be successful?
See, they gods. You can't use that.
No, I'm just saying, like, okay, what's the difference if I said, let's say I put an album out and I'm talking about the struggle, how people need to love each other, but then I come out with some killer stuff and they listening to it now. But am I being fake as an artist doing that?
No. It ain't saying you doing it. It's just saying,
I'm seeing other people doing it.
If you're a producer, it's different. See, if you're an artist and you don't do it, yeah, that's fake, because you gotta stick with what you know. But if you're gonna stick to what you know and they're not gonna listen to it, we'll keep trying to work with somebody at the level that you on, so you can go to the next floor. Because if you still just stay like, I belong in my hood, I ain't gonna leave, that's when they're gonna look at you sideways and say, dude just talking, man. He's still right here with us. See, if you're gonna ever show them something, show them that you leave. See, Chief did, he showed everybody. He don't give a fuck.
And what's up? I feel it. What's some advice, man? You know, because we getting ready to wrap this up. Like, what's some advice you would give What's your best piece of advice for an indie artist?
Right now, if you're a street artist, stick to your guns, to what you know. If you're gonna do any diss songs, move from where you from. Go somewhere else. Become commercial in that area. Because what you're doing, you legendary where you from, but you elevate yourself into being something different, then you'll get a lot more respect because the new people that don't know about your street shit is gonna look at you and say, wow, I didn't know that. You really did that? They're gonna be fascinated.
Mm-hmm.
But if you try to take what you about somewhere else, who the fuck is this clown? Holes in his car, and it's over with. And see, that's the problem. What happened with we know about some artists that it just happened to, and when they try to take that shit elsewhere, that same persona is not gonna work. You gotta be different. Everywhere you be. That's why in life, just like I had to learn how to do the artwork and the mixing, the mastering, the publishing, the promotion, even part manager and label. I got to do all those things because if I don't have nobody else to do it, who's gonna do it for me? It's dead right there. But if I try to say, damn, let me just do something about it, then something to come out of it. But it's different when we're artists. They need help. Artists need help. Artists need help all day long. So street guys, stick to what you know. Somebody that's talking about bubblegum rap and that Will Smith persona, there's nothing wrong with that. But he from Philly, look at him now. But look at him back then. He was already a god because he don't have no middle story. Notice all those cats that we like to talk about, from Diddy, Birdman, all the stories change. Like first, Kanye is in Chicago, born there, not born in Chicago. Then they got him in Nashville, not there. Then on Wikipedia, they changed it to, what was the other one that I seen? Atlanta. Then it's not there. Then they got it. It's probably on something else now. And see, they can do that because they're gods. They not at our level. But the people that's down here with me, don't try to act like just keep grinding. And that grind it'll pay off, but it's a lot of hard work because you got to convince 10 other people to rock with you. Other producers, writers, all that. So that's all. It's real simple.
All right. So look, man, on behalf of me and Poe and the Just Two Black Brothers podcast, this was a good interview, good talking with you. We definitely got to have you back on so we could talk about the money team and boxing. But we got a roll tonight, so we appreciate you for sure.
And I had to add you. I subscribe to you. Anything that's indie, I'm all for it. So if you got some artists that's talking about they trying to rock out and get resumes going and they need songs, I'm
gonna send my little brother over to you. I'm gonna send my little brother.
That's the problem. They don't want to work together. We have to make them work together. You got to tell them that. You got to say, look, man, you don't got no name. And what I told you, hits. The song gets old within 1 week. You can get anybody. The song is done. It's out of there. It don't have no leverage. Because somebody else rapping a similar title, even if they paid a little bit more money than you, it's going to go further than we talking about, I got a song called Paperback. That's just how it is.
I had this guy on the show. He'd be on the radio. He's a radio head, but he used to run BET for a few years. He was the program director. He said it cost $100K to get your song popping on the radio. That's one song. He said you need at least $100K.
Now look, if you at that level and somebody drop maybe $250,000 or I say 500, we ain't gonna go higher than that, 500K, then you can do that. But if you talking about all the money that you got on one song, you're gonna lose. Because look what you can do in that bracket if you just take a few songs and then you use promotion, travel, international, and openings. openings for, you got to go out, so you got to show that you versatile. So a lot of people don't realize trance music is in and pop music is always there. So if you can get a really gutter artist to go on a trance track, you know what that's going to do? That's going to really blossom. But ain't nobody thinking about that. They just want to just stay right here. It's like, no, it's not going to be no substance. So get that artist to go into other genres because that's what's in. Even Snoop brought it up about a couple months ago. That is what's in. All in LA, y'all should, you should know. All out there, trance and pop music and EDM. That's solid. Anybody else, street gutter shit, that's only for a circle in Chicago, Philly, parts of Baltimore. Notice I say parts.
I guess like only thing with that stuff, man, like these people, some of this stuff is like they really trying their life, so they ain't gonna do that shit because they really this is what they rapping their life on tape. They ain't rapping no. They really from the hood. This is what they talking about. So that's why.
Now, that's good, but see, they need help. That's why I say we can help them because if we take them somewhere else. And whatever you good at, whatever you navigating with, see, I got the music and the production. You got all the other stuff probably lined up, but then another person got to come with not no big money. We talking about money that takes care of what they need, like to open for somebody that's a really good notable. That's what you have to do. They can't just say, I'm gonna just sit on the wall and just rock it out. They can do that, but it's gonna get old quick.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm talking about AK-47s all day, and them that's old school. They ain't even shooting now. We shooting with the green scope silencers now, 30-shot Glocks, green scope, right in your face. They got to see if somebody talking about AK, they like, nah, this up here. What is he talking about? We ain't shooting them no more. Them easy guns again. They shooting that somewhere else, and see they can't do that, and that's why they gotta keep navigate. If you're gonna network and use the social media, look around. You don't want to do what everybody else do.
Niggas be right about the same guns the military got. Like, damn, nigga, how you got the same shit the military got?
What's that?
I said they be rapping about the same guns the military got. Like, shit, nigga, fuck you got that?
You ain't got no military gun, nigga. Like he said, I got a 50 cal on top of the
bazooka in the video. Like, damn, nigga, you got a bazooka? The fuck? Shit, nigga.
See, y'all, that's a good way because y'all consumers, y'all thinking like a consumer on that one because now they done lost all y'all respect because y'all in the military and it's like, why is they rapping about a gun that's not even?
You can't go just buy a 50 cal from a store.
Yeah, how you get that shit? Yeah.
Like, you can buy some 50 caliber bullets, I guess, the rounds, but the actual 50 cal gun, man, not no regular.
In California, they got it where like the only way you can get the gun sometimes is you got to make that shit. Like you got to buy the parts, but they won't sell the gun. So you got to basically build that shit yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wild.
Niggas do it though. They don't stop niggas from doing it. Shit. Yeah. Man, they got 3D guns now. Imagine nigga making a 3D print gun and shoot somebody with it.
That's how that dude, that former prime minister got killed in Japan. Dude made a ghost gun. He printed that gun and he had some regular pipes, but he printed the picture of the gun and wrapped that around the pipes. He made it to where he could shoot a projectile out and shot a boy with it because over there they say, look, less than 1% of the population got guns. Jeez. So you gotta make it, but if you can make they still sell pipes. They still sell a part separately. So yeah. So dude was able to make he printed the gun and used it to shoot old boy.
That shit I got that footage too. I had to download that footage, man.
Post on too. I ain't see it.
Hey, imagine when you see it. You saw it?
I'm about to send you that. Dude.
Yeah, he saw it. I ain't see it.
Yeah, that shit was cool. It was like, damn, he got killed like that. Look.
Man.
He fell on the ground.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, they trying to stop. They ain't gonna never stop guns, man, because they do come up with these gun laws, like especially with this 3D printing and people printing guns out. They ain't stopping that shit.
Oh.
Yeah,
but yeah, we gotta roll, man. I gotta go take care of some family stuff. I gotta go to work in the morning. I'm tired too. But look, we set something up with you, bro. We talk about this boxing because I know we can't get into it now. We'll be here all night because we both big fans of boxing.
Oh yeah, man, we got a lot to talk about, man. And see, I've been trying to catch Blue Blood for months now. Every time I go to the fight, I don't like to stay like all into midnight, but I'm trying to catch up with him because I'm trying to get part of that LDBC group because see, a lot of people don't realize that just like we was talking about Crawford and Spence, it's a lot of these other fights that are never happen because Floyd, like I'm around his folks. Come on, man. Look, you got to be a free agent. When I'm talking about free, we ain't talking about this your man's over here and you finna let you go. Nah, you got to be straight up free as a bird, and he ain't on you. He putting you on. If you ain't with PBC, and PBC is Floyd, I'm finna let y'all know. PBC is Floyd. If you ain't with them or Mayweather Promotions, you ain't fighting none of them fights. They can jag off all. Notice Javante ain't even feed into that. I see y'all later on in the year. He just putting it out there. Make they go fight. I ain't even see the clip of that dude. That's a clown dude. Come on, man. Javante fight him, man. That's 3 rounds. What really?
Garcia.
That's three rounds. That ain't even right, man.
Talking about him yesterday. We was at a barbecue and they was talking about Garcia calling out Davis.
I think he better than that, man. You can't sleep on these Mexican boxers. I mean, I know.
Yeah.
Think Garcia is good, but even that other dude, the dude he fought before, the last dude kind of got him a little bit. What was the dude he fought? Not Romero, the other dude.
Cruz.
Yeah.
But see, look, I think if you fight Davis, you got to beat him early.
You can't sleep on no Mexican boxers, though. Them motherfuckers be fighting. They got some fighters.
Hey, look, what Joshua do when he slept on Ruiz?
Got that knocked out. Shit. You know what I'm saying?
He can't take no punch. He can't take no punch at all. He fought Deontay.
No, but Ruiz used to train with he said he used to spar with Holyfield when he was hella young. Like he was young sparring with Holyfield.
Yeah.
AJ?
Andy Ruiz.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But they were saying a heavyweight, like they say all these heavyweights fighting now, it ain't even no comparison, like because when Holyfield, Tyson, everybody was good. All the heavyweights good.
But I was gonna
say, I like the 70s, but the 90s era, I think was the best.
I don't even want to say this shit, but I think Fury would have been knocking a lot of motherfuckers out back then too, because he's 6'7", bro. He big as shit.
Remember I was telling you that. I was telling somebody else.
Fury and Wilder knocking motherfuckers out back then too. Because I don't see Tyson being either one of them.
They just too big. Fury is just too big of a fighter.
Nah, I think you don't think Lennox Lewis or Holyfield would have got Fury? I think one of them would. I think one of them would beat him.
They'll get Wilder, but they won't get Fury.
Maybe.
No, I think
they had some good people that had Riddick Bowe. You know this Riddick
Bowe. Man, look, see, yeah.
Nah, Riddick Bowe couldn't beat Lennox though.
Yeah. But look, like they said in that 90s, any one of them would knock you out.
Yeah,
and Tyson found out. Tyson found out fighting Buster Douglas.
Tour against Riddick Bowe. Come on,
Tyson Riddick Bowe and Lennox Lewis. When he fought Lewis, he lost.
Tyson?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But Tyson was older too, though.
It was 2 versions of Lennox Lewis. The Lennox Lewis from the 90s probably would have had lost to Tyson because that Lennox Lewis didn't have balance. He was swinging.
You know how to fight.
He was real wild, but he had a nice right hand. But Tyson can fight inside. And what happened when he got into big guys in the inside?
That uppercut killed him.
Yeah.
Once Tyson got inside,
Yeah, Lewis, I think, would have lost. It would have been interesting, but that Lennox would have lost to Tyson. But this Lennox, against, you got to say the prime Lennox Lewis against the prime Mike Tyson. That was the super fight.
Right.
Has Tyson gonna get past that jab, and then Lennox is doing leverage on that shot like Tommy Hearns is doing. So that's
what Fury did to Wilder. All that power you put the power plus your weight. Fury, that ain't nobody gonna I see what Post saying. It's gonna be hard for a lot of fighters to deal with that 300-something pounds behind the technicality of the way he fight. That shit is tough.
He's just too big. The only way Fury finna lose, it's got to be somebody 6'9" or 6'10" or even bigger than him.
Yeah, because Wilder's 6'7", but Wilder just ain't got the fundamentals down.
It's funny you said
he do, but what Wilder did, Wilder gained 20 pounds in that second fight. Notice he was 231. He was 212 in the first fight, so he was more mobile. He felt Fury trying to lay on him, so he tried
to get some weight. Yeah, messed up.
Weight, and that's why he lost. See, I can't really say that he beat him, because if he was 212, Wilder, what would have happened? And what happened? Fury got dropped twice, and they still cheated Wilder out of that draw. And see that, and I got to call it as is. Beat him when he 212, mobile, real quick. I don't know.
Well, and that second fight, he wore all that shit into the ring, and he weighed more.
I'm saying
231, too big.
No, I'm saying he was losing too. Man, Fury, he getting trained by Crump Jim. That's like Crump Jim the one training all them old school boxers. They the ones they trained like Emmanuel Stewart. That's Muhammad Ali and all them people. That's what Fury. Wilder, he didn't want to listen to old boy. He got breeding one of the best.
Even us. Floyd tried to get him to come over to the gym, and what's his name was like, man, you ain't like me, man. And it's kind of like karma, because everybody that didn't brush Floyd off then failed off. If you look up Isaiah Thomas in the NBA, he brushed him off. I mean, all of a sudden his hip, everything, and it's like, damn, it keep happening. Like everybody trying to.
AB about to fight again.
Oh yeah, well, I don't know, man. I don't know. Somebody got to piss AB off. I think he performed better if he got somebody that's gonna talk about him. Like Keith Thurman. Like, I met Keith a couple of times. If Keith talked that shit to AB, that's when AB gonna come back. That's the real AB. The AB, it don't want you to talk about, oh man, well you fell off. Like if Crawford was talking that shit to him, AB gonna turn street and say, niggas, say that shit in my face, and everybody gonna want to see it. But see,
lose. He gonna lose some.
What, to Crawford?
Hell yeah.
Well,
that Bud versus AB.
I still think AB got a little something in there. It's dormant. Look. It's in there.
He just been doing that shit for long. He before all them. And then that one dude, once he lost Madonna, that shit fucked him up.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be fighting Floyd, but then Madonna beat him. So they had Madonna fighting Floyd.
Yo, who was that Floyd fought when he snuck him after the glove touch? But dude, they didn't need to do the gloves again, but
Ortiz.
Floyd stuck him.
Victor Ortiz.
Yeah, what he told Larry Merchant at the end. He said, "Fuck you, ain't never like me. I'll fire you need to get your ass fired or something."
Shit about boxing. Yeah, that's true.
That's the first thing they tell you in boxing. Always protect yourself all the times. That's the number. Yeah. I always say that shit. That's the first thing they say. Protect yourself at all times.
But look, they had just touched gloves. Like, why you trying to do it again?
Yeah, he just trying to do some extra shit. I would knock his ass out too. You was already.
That's because
you trying to do all the extra shit.
He knew the headbutt was intentional. That's why the headbutt was intentional. It was purely wrong. It's like, dude, you hit Floyd with one little glancing blow. All the other blows missing, blocking.
So you headbutt him.
He just headbutting. It's like, oh no. So he felt bad about it, but he paid the price. He paid the price.
His emotions fall for 1 second. Got caught.
Hell yeah. Hey man, my bad. Sorry for doing that. Floyd, like, nigga, please, bop.
Floyd might come back.
Yeah.
Why? Because Tyson calling him out.
I think like that.
But yo, look, we got a roll. Hey, told y'all we can't talk about no boxing, man. We're gonna be here.
I know.
For like, boy, he said.
Hey, give me the next show, man. You might could even get me in the gym. So there.